my Sport 3. This is my future speedrun car for 3S and above. I got a older model Daytona prototype body on here, and it's made by McFastRacing. It's not the quality of body that we're used to dealing with when you're talking about protoform and HPI. I'm sure there's other good makers out there, but so far in the modern day, those are the three that I've got the most experience with, or I should say that I use the most. Now in this car, it's pretty vanilla. I mean, a wing's supposed to go back here. I'm not going to run the wing. I'm going to slice this off, and actually I got some carbon fiber ideas I'm going to use on that. But on a carpet track car or an asphalt oval car, to increase your your improved aerodynamics, you want to cut your wheel wells so that they just clear the tires. I mean, and if possible, you want to leave a little bit open. The reason for that, you don't want air to go past here and go inside there. You want your air to come, hit the sidewall of the tire, and just continue its movement across the back end. Dished wheels would be best for overall speed in the RC world. That would be disastrous in a real car situation, but we are talking RCs here, so a dished wheel would be best, or a flat side wheel like what I showed you on the dirt late model. Also, do's and don'ts of the bodies. I want to get a good shot of that so you can really see what I'm trying to show you. I don't know if it's going to be possible. As you can see, this fender here is out from the tire. That's what you want. You want this tire, or this sheet metal, to always be out in the front and in as it is on this car. See that sheet metal, there's actually a little bit of the tire exposed right there, and that's what you want. You want the air to come across, keep moving, and then not reattach itself to the back quarter. What that does is that creates a vacuum, and it'll actually help suck the air out from underneath the bottom of the car. Now, since I did make this as a copy of a Daytona prototype from, I believe it's 2005, this was Gainsco back when it was a red number 99, sponsored by Gainsco. Back here you can see the little diamond in the window. It's based off of a Corvette. The newer ones aren't like that, and I'm sure with Ford entering for this upcoming year it won't be that way at all. But at any rate, that's something to look out for that you want. Also, that's bad news. If you look at it from the front side, you can see the back is actually out farther than the front, which is also bad. That's going to catch wind, it's going to cause air turbulence, it's going to fill the inside of the car with high pressure air. And one thing to remember when you're talking aerodynamics is slow moving air is air pressure, high velocity air is low pressure. Slow moving air is pressure. High speed air, velocity, is low pressure. Think of it like a balloon. When you blow a balloon up, the air's not moving on the inside. As soon as you open it up, you have pressure coming out, which means it's low pressure. It's got a lot of speed, but there's absolutely no pressure involved. There's a force there, but there's not pressure. It's hard to get that into your mind, but that's really important that you understand that when it comes to aerodynamics on your race car. Also on the front splitters, it's better to have a splitter coming out than none, but this is better than nothing. Ideally you want the front end on your car to come all the way down and wear itself on the surface so it wears in. That's exactly how we did it on a big car, and the same rules apply on this car. You want that front end down and sealed. So also, if you take a top-down look on this car, you'll see it's rounded in the front. Now, that helps the air disperse this way. The side profile has a very little bit of downward, so it has not nearly as much downforce in the front end as what the Dirt Lake model had. For me, I'm trying to create a car that has neither downforce nor lift. I want it to be aerodynamically neutral to where it doesn't affect the car at all. On the rear, sort of touching on the speed runs here, you want a neutral car for speed runs. You would use a wing with large end plates to act as a kite tail. It keeps the car stable. If you notice, if you put a parachute out or an airplane with a tail rudder, that's controlling the stability, the straightness of the car. And now, if you got it pointed left, it's going to keep going left. It's not going to automatically turn it right for you. But if you're going down and you got the front wheels pointing straight and the car starts to step out, it will straighten itself up. And the same thing applies for a racer. You can put, depending on the rules you're running, ROAR and IFM, FAR, MFAR, however they pronounce that, it doesn't allow it. But you can actually shoe glue additional pieces of Lexan to hang down and create more side force in the back. The open rear end, like this, really is only good with a diffuser. Without a diffuser, this really isn't what you really want, because you have the air exiting the car at different speeds at different locations, which creates a turbulence. So you got this air bubble at the back that's creating drag. So you're having to pull that air bubble with you as you go down the road or down the track, and in return that's creating drag. The air diffuser helps straighten the airflow out, creates less drag. So what you're actually doing is speeding the airflow up under the car. If you look, the air should already travel faster through the bottom than it does over the top. See, there's a greater distance. It's just like a yo-yo. If you sit there and you got a yo-yo and its strings all the way out and you're spinning it around, it's going much faster on the outside because it's got to cover the same amount of distance as your finger is here. Moving this slow, it's moving at tremendous speed. Same thing applies. So I wouldn't want to, you would need a wing on this for racing. You know, on your speed runs, you'd of course want to take all the flap out of it and just have your side pods to help point the car straight. I'm going to be doing a lot of carbon fiber on this car, on panning and a workable diffuser and everything possible to keep the air from coming up inside that car. And what does get up in there, I want it to really be sucked out and drawn out so you don't have to worry about it. Now,